that are probably listening that aren't aware of these things. So allow me to break it down for you.
He was groomed.
Right, he was groomed. He was put into place to, carry out the next phase of the goals of the New World Order. Obviously.
Yep.
People, they knew through careful planning, and because the people who do put these things in place are students of history, and they do see the writing
Sociology.
on the wall. And, absolutely. And they knew that at this point that people were, that the population largely was sick of old white guys running everything and pushing through these agendas that obviously had nothing to do with the interest of the people that they supposedly served. So they knew that they needed a new player, somebody who can take everything over to the next level, and they knew that an old white guy wasn't going to be able to pull that off.
So let's appeal to younger,
right? So
multiracial,
the so-called minority.
Yeah.
And
no, it's brilliant.
It was a genius, and because it worked.
We can appeal to everybody.
Right.
He's multi-ethnical.
Right.
He's young. He's hip. He's cool.
Right.
And so it's perfect.
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
Sure. And now you have the minority community up in arms, the African American community complaining because he's not doing anything for them. They thought Obama meant free stuff, and he dangled that carrot out in front of everybody, and he's leading them all over the cliff. They got upset when they started seeing that he was letting he opened up the borders and let all the illegal immigrants flood in, and they're not required to show ID to fly, getting all kinds of medical welfare on top of every other type of welfare that exists without having to even apply for a green card. And they were like, dude, that's why we voted for you, so we can get that stuff. What about us? So you're
already here. You don't get it.
Right, you're already here. You're an American citizen. That's enough welfare for you. And it was a joke. It was a hoax. It's time for everybody to grow up, realize it. You were tricked. It's okay. We all get tricked sometimes. I've been tricked. I was tricked. I voted for Bush, unfortunately, the first time around. So I was fooled.
Yeah, I didn't know
we all get fooled.
I was fooled.
You have to be a grown-up. You have to be willing to admit your mistakes. I was fooled. I was tricked. I was dumb. I was stupid. I was fooled. Grow up, admit it, accept it, and move on.
Yep.
Okay, so you were tricked, just like I was tricked with Bush. You were tricked with Obama. Okay, grow up. Time to move on. Just don't keep defending the guy when you know if you take a step back and you look at his policies, you know that he's not right for this country.
Yep.
And move on to the next step. What's the next step? To elect neither party. The two-party system is a joke. The false left-right paradigm is a joke. You should know now, if you have a little bit of situational awareness, if you're able to observe at least a little bit, you should be able to see now that the false left-right paradigm is a joke. It's there to trick you, to make you think that there's a difference between the two parties, and now it's time to elect a third party. Now is the time to strike. Now is the time.
You're completely right. And, I can make some silly analogies, like for Miss America, how many options do we have?
Hundreds.
For Miss America, we got one from every state.
Yeah, right, yeah. 50.
For Miss Universe, we have hundreds.
At least, yeah.
For Miss,
Miss America.
Miss Earth. But we have so many options. And that's how we're able to come to this wonderful place that we can pick this beautiful person that, made us all wow.
Right.
And why is it that with the president we only have two options? Why?
Right.
What if both those options are bad? Right. Why?
And not only do we have only two options, we have two options after some shadowy groups narrow down those options of however many it starts out with. You know what I'm saying? And then it gets narrowed down to two that we actually get to decide on.
Yep.
And
what I hope to do, when Robert invited me to do the show with him, my thoughts were just to awaken a few people. And because I know that a few creates a ripple and it awakens a few more, right, and awakens a few, right, more. And, being from a Republican background as far as my family is concerned, because they have their own businesses and nobody wants to see their business sunk by taxation, which is why Republicans mostly are Republican, just for any, Democratic or liberal listeners out there. Mm-hmm. But the labels have been hijacked. So it used to be a badge of honor to wear on your jacket or whatever, like your school logo or your band, your favorite band, whatever it is you relate to, your team. But once you start to realize that these labels get hijacked and people are just pasting them on corrupt people, the labels start to lose significance, like the Nobel Peace Prize for me. Once Obama won it, who did nothing, what's the point in getting the Nobel Peace Prize? And a lot of people share my sentiments.
Right.
You don't have to be a genius. He didn't create peace anywhere.
Right. Well, it's telling that he was nominated and won the Nobel Peace Prize before anything happened for him to actually have an opportunity to earn it.
Yeah, right?
Nothing happened. There was nothing going on where it wasn't like the United States was threatened by several countries and we were on the brink of all-out war. And he came along, or several countries. Let's say not even just the United States, but several countries were in the midst of all-out war. And he came in and said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! Everybody, I need you to calm down. I need you to relax a little minute."
It's a very good voice impression.
And it's not like he diffused anything. Nothing was happening. It was everything was kind of peaceful for the most part. There's never 100% peace anywhere in the world, but for the most part,
he inspired the world through his talk.
But he inspired the world because he could read a teleprompter really well, and he was kind of brownish.
What do you mean he didn't write those speeches?
I know.
He didn't?
First president in history, I guess.
Of course not, because every time the teleprompter went down, he was like,
right.
Well then, so for where this...
Where art thou?
I think
Where art thou?
I think the teleprompter's down. No, but he knows how to speak, and
he speaks eloquently. He speaks.
Hitler inspired people.
Yeah, he sure did. He was also an excellent speaker.
Great speaker.
Yeah,
he had the wrong ideas.
A little bit.
But he made people believe in him, right?
But you know what else is the wrong idea?
Organizer.
Would be the National Defense Authorization Act and SOPA and CISPA and everything else.
Man, I guess my guest host Bert is not going to be calling in. Maybe there's a time conflict, but we will try to have him on the show in the future.
Yeah, it's no biggie. I do apologize if there was anybody out there that was looking forward to hearing from Bert Powers, but it's okay.
We're going to have him on in the future for sure.
Yeah, we'll definitely have him on in the future, and if you're really interested in hearing what he's got to say, like I said, you can go to his YouTube channel, look it up under John Barleycorn, and subscribe there. He's got a lot of really great interviews that go back a few years. Really short, not interviews, I'm sorry, but little blogs.
Yeah, little blogs, little thoughts.
Right.
He just shares what he's thinking based on current events.
Yeah, conservative libertarian.
I just call it rational thought.
Right, yeah, a lot of common sense stuff.
He's very fair.
They're short, sweet. there's a few that are like 2 or 3 minutes long, some that are like 5 or 6 minutes long. Really short, sweet, and to the point.
Open and honest.
Yeah, so go ahead, definitely check that out. You can also follow him on Twitter under John Barleycorn as well. But yeah, there's a lot of he doesn't have to be on this show in order for you to check out what he's
obviously
got to say,
he's inspired me a bit.
Yeah, no, same here. I definitely have a lot of respect for the guy, so you can look him up online. Subscribe. I definitely recommend that you subscribe to his YouTube channel. I know his last whatever you want to call it, submissions or posting. He said that he would be doing a weekly. He would move it to a weekly thing.
Maybe we inspired him.
Yeah, perhaps a little bit of a cross pollination there. So, but yeah, look him up online. So, since he's not going to be on, I do want to go ahead and check out a couple of articles here, a couple of headlines in the news coming to you from Drudge Report.
Joan Rivers. Just kidding.
Seriously. Okay, Obama. We underestimated rise of ISIS. It seems to me like you've overestimated your entire existence, so we'll just move on from that. I don't even want to.
Yeah, I don't even want to
get into that
because that's a whole other show right there. We could talk on that for 45 minutes.
Seriously,
easily.
Yeah, man, we don't have the time to do that today. This will be just a regular 45-minute show tonight, people. So I do apologize if anyone was looking forward to a longer show, but we just don't have the time or the energy for it.
At home,
he does have
for
crabs,
dinner,
and I want some of his crabs
for dinner.
Stop it. Republicans rise and
I have a wonderful girlfriend who's going to cook me snow crabs. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. All right. So
this doesn't have to be entertaining. Okay?
Another report. Another headline comes to you from Infowars. Boehner: boots will have to be on the ground to defeat ISIS, and that comes from Speaker Boehner.
Oh, great.
The sellout of the Republican Party.
Plant.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go there. You know what? That guy, from the moment that he screamed out liar, the word plant came to mind. And for those of you that don't understand political lingo, plant is somebody who's placed there specifically for a specific reason to serve a purpose. He is not himself. He by calling out liar, all the Republicans and the conservatives were like, yes, finally we have somebody in the Congress with some sense. And he's a plant. He's not doing anything. He's serving the corporate.
He's serving the New World Order.
Thank you.
He's a servant of the New World Order. He's just there to create the illusion of opposition.
I'm not
to the
against
current administration.
squeaky clean white men, but he's the stereotype of what causes me to kind of get like too squeaky clean.
Right.
And he's orange, like an Oompa Loompa.
Is that alone makes me not trust him? Absolutely.
I know that's horrible, but seriously, my radars were going off left and right. Red flags everywhere. Like, this guy's a plant. He's not serving us. He's serving to fool us into thinking we have somebody in there that cares.
Yep. Another headline, it kind of stating the obvious, but it comes from one of my favorite former politicians, Ron Paul. Obama has started immoral and illegal war in Iraq and Syria.
I'm into that.
So, again, stating the obvious, but, God bless Ron Paul for saying it.
I hope God makes a few more of him. His mom should have had twins. Maybe triplets.
Man. Could you imagine if he would have been president?
I can.
I do.
All the time. We've stated our worries in previous episodes, but somebody, just philosophically not getting over-involved in other people's problems and taking care of our problems first would have set the United States up to be a much stronger, dignified place to help people in the future and to make an impact.
Right, absolutely. Ron Paul, Obama has started immoral and illegal war in Iraq and Syria. Obama's new wars in Iraq and Syria are totally immoral, as well as legal under U.S. and international law, Ron Paul said. Obama's new wars in Iraq and Syria are totally immoral, as well as illegal under U.S. and international law, Ron Paul told RT's Abby Martin yesterday. The idea that U.S. force will solve the problem is also mistaken, he said. U.S. action will increase the violence rather than reduce it, he added. Said Dr. Paul about U.S. involvement in the war against ISIS. Why should someone 6,000 miles away that has been stirring this pot for so long be the group that is going to bring everyone together and organize the fight? The fearmongers who have terrified many Americans into supporting another war in the Middle East are not concerned with the defense of America, said Ron Paul. But the weapons manufacturers are making out very well with the U.S. bombing its own weapons that have fallen into the hands of ISIS.
Amen. If you can understand that.
Powerful. So what he's saying is that the weapons that ISIS is using right now
are the weapons we sent over
in Iraq against Iraqis and Syrians and so on, and that they're threatening to use against us are, like you said, the weapons that we supplied them with, and now we're
paid for by you,
those
the taxpayer.
Right. Whether you like it or not.
While you struggle to make ends meet,
right,
we can afford a bomb to blow up people that's going to fall into the hands of our enemy, and then we're going to make more bombs to blow them up, to fight them with the weapons that we sent them. Yeah, this is where this whole conversation, just collaborates, comes together. Why? Just ask why. And start drawing lines and holding people accountable for what they're doing. There's nothing wrong with that. If somebody robs your house, would you call the police and hold them accountable? If somebody flattened your tire, would you? Well, this is the whole world.
Right.
Everything's at stake.
Right. And just because you stand up and speak out against your government doesn't mean that you're anti-American. That is a definition of American.
You are pro-American.
You are a patriot. Absolutely, because that's the thing that I always get at work for the few individuals there that don't understand where I'm coming from, and they're like, "Oh, if you don't like it, you should just move to Russia." I'm like, dude, you don't understand.
I'm not a communist.
I'm a patriot, right? I'm not a communist. I'm a patriot. A true patriot is a person who's willing to stand up and speak out against the ills of their government.
And I
can hate my government and love my country,
dude. I'm willing to admit, like, the liberals and the Democrats who spoke out against the illegal war started under W. I can admit that I was wrong. They were right. The liberals and the Democrats that woke me up and enlightened me were right. I need them now.
Right. Amen. That's an awesome place to leave it, because we're pretty much out of time here. So once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. Please do us a favor. Visit our sponsors online. Visit Helios Microwater at www.helioswater.com. Helios Water Group, the number 5.webs.com. Order your Helios water today. Mention the word freedom and get 10% off of 10 bottles or more. And also visit